Hey Daniel, how you doing? I was looking at your writing. There's a couple of things there I think would definitely need to be mentioned. So, in your first sentence, you say you want something simple. That's good. Simplicity works in branding, most definitely. But I also want a hectic flavor for my logo. And my question is, why do you want a hectic flavor for your logo? The reason I ask that is because if you want your logo to look like it is hectic, you're going to be giving the impression that your design is hectic. Okay, your logo is very much an indication of your design. So if you have a really, and I'm not saying you do, but I'm saying if a designer has a really sloppy, random logo, the impression of viewers are going to get is that is a very sloppy, random designer, right? So we want to avoid anything like that. And the other thing I want to mention is that you've got the little illustration of a shark in your logo. And for me, I don't see any real connection. Um, I mean, other than, and this might be a stretch, but gill for the fish's gills and the shark's gills. I mean, is that the reasoning behind the shark? If it is, and if you want to keep it, we'll have to work on that a little bit. And I can see the connection between gill and the shark. I get that. But right now, you have to understand that that is saying something about you as a designer. And a lot of people are going to look at your logo and they're going to go, shark, what is it? What is the relevance of a shark? I don't get it. You see what I'm saying? So it's up to you. If you want to use it as a way for the phonetic reminder of your last name, I understand that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the mark itself. Now, I think the biggest issue with the mark is that it doesn't, it's a logo, right? But it doesn't have enough information. Remember, this is personal branding. It being personal branding, you want to include your name and your discipline as well. So I'm not sure, I don't recall off the top of my head what your discipline is, but let's say it's graphic design. So what you would do is you would say DG, okay, that would be your mark. Then you would say Daniel Gill, graphic design, okay, or have the DG on top, Daniel Gill, graphic design. Now, if you want to keep the shark, let me know and we'll figure out a way to work it in. But right now, I think it's a mistake to have this big square as part of your background. And the reason being is because it precludes the versatility of the logo. The logo should be able to have a free, open relationship in anything it's placed on. What right now, you're confining this logo, you're kind of placing it in this box. Okay, it's in this box, it can't come out. It's grounded, it's in the box. All right, it doesn't seem as accessible, specifically in situations that are going to recall for a more finesse in placement. Okay, so again, watch my cursor. I recommend this. Okay, so if this is your monogram, which is fine, I think it's really interesting. I would recommend bringing the D and the G closer together. Okay, they're too far from that slash line. So your monogram would be this: the DG with the slash. Okay, so it's right here, and then right next to it, you would say Daniel Gill. And then below that, in smaller type, you'd say graphic design. And it's just that simple. Now, and let me know if you want to include the shark, because I do have well, let's say you do want to include the shark. What I would do is I would just sever it right there, okay? And I would bring it right over here as part of, another interesting thing that you could do is just take it and cut it right off there and use it to separate the DG. Okay, I don't think that will be as effective. What I would do is I would just place it right in front of the D. Then you have D/G, Daniel Gill, graphic design. Okay, so try it. Let me know what you think, and go ahead and repost here when you continue working on it. Continue doing your research, your visual research. Keep on looking at examples, see if you get any inspiration therein. Take my comments into account. And if you want to keep on working on the logo, please do so. But I do highly recommend you include your name and your discipline in the logo. And then whatever you come up with, just go ahead and repost it right here up until Sunday. I'll be glad to make comments. You can even post it here going into next week. If you do find yourself working on your logo still next week, that's fine. That's just fine. But submit what you have, and then just understand that if you continue to work on your logo, you'll have to replace it. You have to use a placeholder logo in some of the stuff that is that you're developing, and then replace it when you're done. But try to get this done as quick as possible. In a perfect world, your logo is done, and then you can use the attributes of your logo to build the rest of your branding on. So let's try to get this wrapped up by Sunday. And as I said, just feel free to post your next iteration right here. I'll be glad to make additional comments. or right in the general questions area of the discussion board. Okay, all right, that's all I have. If you have any questions or need any clarification, Daniel, please let me know. I'll be glad to provide in that regard. And thank you so much for sharing your work.